Well, you're going to love this story. There is a new viral video tearing up the internet that's already gotten almost 3 million hits. It's of a homeless man in Columbus, Ohio, who panhandles on the side of the road. He carries a sign that says he's fallen on hard times and has a God-given gift of voice. Turns out it's exactly what he does have.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. And we'll be back with more right after these words.
And that man's name is Ted Williams, and he joins us exclusively here on the Early Show this morning. Ted, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and good morning to you too, sir.
I just want to hear you talk.
Right?
Ted, just read something. First of all, congratulations. And let me just ask you right off the bat, what's it like to go from being homeless and on the side of the road with a sign in your hand to now overnight you are this sensation and people can't get enough of you right now?
Oh my God, it's just sensational for one. It's numbing for another, overwhelming. I mean, there's so many words that I just, oh God, it's just amazing. I feel like, well, I've already been characterized as the Susan Boyle. You know, I'm just so happy. And watch the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. No, I'm just teasing right now.
Or Ted,
nice.
You could remind people to watch The Early Show with Erica Hill and Chris Raggi.
And
give it a shot. Go ahead.
I would love to be able to watch the early morning show on CBS with Erica and Chris, or Chris and Erica. Weekday morning.
We've got
right
both
here
options.
On CBS.
Wonderful.
Ted, have people started to, because I imagine you said it's sort of surreal, and I'm sure it's still sinking in, though. Have people started to come out of the woodwork? Anyone coming out and saying, oh, Ted, I remember you. I knew you had that voice way back when.
Yes, ma'am. Well, some people have called me since then. I managed to get a cell phone, but people have called me and said, I knew you were going to do it eventually. I knew you know, people. My mom is just really, I'm going to be going to New York hopefully this afternoon, and please, I apologize if I'm getting a little emotional. I haven't seen my mom in a great deal of time since then, but she doesn't believe it. She's 92 and she lives in Brooklyn, and I was born and raised in Brooklyn in the Bedford-Stuyvesant area, right around Bergen and Buffalo, Atlantic Avenue, Flatbush, and you know, that area. So, you know, God has been so good, and in the year 2010, on this date book that somebody gave me, I was going to write on there, well, another year wasted, but it was the year that I found God in my life. I mean, really a God of my understanding, and so it wasn't a wasted year, and I had no idea that something like this would have ever happened to me. It's like almost winning the Mega Ball lottery or something. This is just phenomenal.
You're the third lottery winner today.
And
let me ask you this, Ted. You got your career got derailed through drugs and alcohol. You talked of that, and now you've been sober for what, 2 years now? Is that correct?
About 2.5 years.
About two and a half years. Congratulations for this. So what now? What would you now like to do? How are you going to put this voice to use?
Well, I would like to just have a job and a home, an apartment or anything, you know, to be able to cook in. I'd like to, you know, just get my life in a responsible area of a 53-year-old man, a tax-paying citizen, and try to put some of my bad memories and everything. Well, I'm not going to forget where I came from, but I just want to put some of that on the back burner and continue with my life, whatever is left to live, and hopefully, like I said, I was holding that sign with the hopes or the wishful thinking that somebody was going to ride by and say, hey man, you know, I got an internet radio station that could possibly use some production work or something.
Well, clearly everything happens for a reason. There's a reason that you were there and that someone did drive by. You mentioned your mom and that you're headed here to New York. Your mom is 92, and this hasn't quite sunk in for her. You haven't seen her in a while. I imagine for her this is really a dream come true too. Was she worried that maybe you wouldn't be able to pull out of that low place where you had been?
You know, one of my biggest prayers that I sent out was that she would live long enough for me to see me, you know, rebound or whatever. And I guess God kept her around, and he kept my pipes around, you know, to maybe just have one more shot that I would be able to say, Mom, I did do it before. You know, I might pass away before her or whatever, but my dad didn't get a chance to see this. But God is good, and the only difference between now and the time that I did have some kind of a heyday or a successful life is that now I'm more appreciative of life. I'm not taking it for granted, and I am thanking the Lord every day. Even if this didn't happen, I was still on that road. I thanked Him and had a, my hour with God. I called it my hour with God. Sometimes I would make $25 in an hour. Sometimes I'd make 25 cents in an hour, but at least I would talk to God. I'd get mad at some motorists who would pass by and say, oh, look at that guy who's going to,
Little did they know.
I would have my little mumbles.
Little did they know. Well,
yeah,
Ted, you know
yeah,
what? You've put us in great spirits today. Before we let you go, real quickly, say now batting for the Boston Red Sox, number 9, Ted Williams.
Now batting for the Boston Red Sox, number 9, Ted Williams.
Ted, congratulations to you on your success. Good to talk with you, okay? Go get him, all right, buddy?
Thank
all right, that
you
was Ted
so
Williams.
much. Yes, sir.